Hi everybody, my name is Rupa, working as Assistant Professor in Chevron Engineering College in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. So, dealing the subject renewable energy sources, today's topic is tidal power. So, this is the fifth unit you are having in JNTU Kakinada syllabus for renewable energy sources. This is about hydro and tidal power plant. And apart from hydro and tidal power plants, we are having wave power also. But briefly, you are going through this wave power. And first one is tidal power plant. So using the water, we are using this power plant, and water is used for running the turbines and for generation of electricity, and for other appliances we are using water. This is called, while we are using water, this is called as hydropower plant. Okay, so depending upon the fuel, that is the source, energy source we are using, different names will be existing. First one is by using water, we are calling it as hydropower plant. And if you use tides of the oceans or seas, we have got the name tidal power plant. And if you use the waves power, it is called as wave power plant. So first these two I am discussing, tidal power plant and wave power plant. After that we will go for hydel power plant, so that it will be easy to understand the hydel power plant, because these two are small basic parts only. So we will get soon over. Okay, first one, coming to the tidal power plant. So basics we are going to learn, and the kinetic energy equation, how the energy will be derived from the tidal powers and how it will be converted. The kinetic energy equation means how it will be converted to our appliances. And next one is turbine for tidal power plant. What are the different types of turbines? What is the design of the turbine? So for every application, suppose if there is hydropower plant and solar, and for wind, already discussed before, we have different types of turbines, right? So every design has a unique turbine. Okay, so this tidal power plant are also having some turbines for working for the tidal power. So these the designs will be discussed in later classes, and after that numerical problems. So first we will go for tidal power. Okay, so see, actually tide means what? It is a rise and fall of a water level of the sea or some oceans. Okay, so as we go near the beaches, we see the tides coming from the oceans to the base. Okay, so this energy, the rise and fall of the water level, is used for running the turbines and production of electricity or some other energies, other form of energies. Okay, so tidal power means a movement is there in the water altitudes. So this movement we are we are grasping that movement, and we are using this one. Okay, so actually this is a periodic rise. Simply saying, we can say it is a periodic rise and fall of water level. Okay, so these actions, these periodic rise and fall of water level, these actions are caused by the or carried by sun and moon on the water of the earth. Okay, so these altitudes, that means these the main difference in the water levels, rise and fall of the water levels, these actions are gone due to the sun and moon. Okay, so this depends upon the sun altitude and the moon altitudes. Okay, this tidal energy, this can furnish a significant portion of such energies which are renewable in nature. Okay, so compared with the wind and solar discussed before, this is also one of the most efficient energy power we are getting. But we are not making use of it that much as wind and solar. Okay, so it has been estimated that a billion kilowatts of tidal power, averagely nearly a billion kilowatts of tidal power, it is dissipated by friction. Okay, so this is slightly, when we compare this normal economically, this will be slightly less than the economically exploitable power potential of all the rivers of the world. Okay, so it is also an indication of magnitude of tidal power available with us. Okay, so all this is not economical for us also. If it is available, if it is not economical, we can say, we can say that it is economical. We cannot say that word. So this tidal power, it is first used, means the first attempt to utilize this energy of ocean will be in the form of, is in the form of tidal mills. So this is done in 11th century in Great Britain, and later it is done by France and Spain also. So at first it is done in 11th century at Great Britain, first attempt using this, utilizing this energy. The large the large scale up means moving water to a high altitudes. This is called as scale up. And down movement of sea water, this represents a source of energy. So this source of energy is not visible to us, it will be in the water itself. This is not visible. Okay, so but the movement of this up and down movement of this sea, it will be representing some unlimited source of energy. Okay, so this, in this, if some part of vast energy can be converted into hydroelectrical energy, it will be a more important source of hydropowers also. Okay, so these will be linking tidal power and hydropower plant. These will be linking because these two will be working on the water only. Okay, so the main feature of the tidal cycle, it is the difference in water surface elevations. Okay, so these are elevations are called as high tide and low tides. Okay, so the difference between this high tide and low tide is the energy which we have to extract. So if this differential head will be utilized in operating a hydraulic turbine, if you use this energy for operating a hydraulic turbine, this tidal energy is converted into electrical energy. If you attach this, if you attach a generator to this turbine, okay, so but in practical it is not very difficult, as water at the time of high tide is at high levels and it is let into the basins at the stored, and it is let into the basins. This high level water is let to the basins which are stored at high levels there. Okay, so this water which is stored in the basin, the same water is let back into the sea during the low tides through the turbines. Okay, so the same water which we are storing in the basin, this is let back into the sea during low tides, during the, sorry, through the turbines. Okay, onto the on flow, they are made flow onto the turbines, and after that they are back into the back, they are letting back into the sea. So this produces power automatically. Since the basin water level is high and sea water level is low, there is a differential head comparable to the tidal range. So this difference, it is utilized for running the turbines. Okay, so one basin is at high level and other basin is at low level. So if the high level water is made to flow onto the turbine will be rotated. If the turbine is attached to a shaft of the generator, and automatically the generator moves and electricity will be occurring. Sorry, produced. So basically what I said is a simple process. It appears to be simple process, but it has so many problems. The tides which are seen in the oceans, although they are free, and free means free of cost, and were inconvenient because they come at varying times from day to day. Okay, so though they are free, there will be variations in the titles from day to day and time to time also. Okay, so these are having many varying ranges. Means heads means the top the high altitude, the tidal range, it is determined. It is uh, explained. So these varying ranges heads for large outputs, they require a large age of stream. That means we have to wait for this tides frequently. Okay, so if one comes at one time, the other may be too long or too short. We cannot predict this tidal ranges. Okay, so these are when compared to coal or some oil, other fuels, other renewable fuels, we can mention them, we can say them, these are very free of cost. So with the beginning of energy crisis in the 1970, this tidal energy, like other renewable energy sources, received some attentions because what we have discussed before with coal and oils, what are the fuels available as renewable sources, these are getting extracted from 1970s only. Okay, so that's why as they have a danger in extraction, we are going for other free renewable sources, and we are definitely in the search of other free energy sources. So one of these free energy source is tidal energy. So this first tidal power plant, it was commissioned by General D Gallia in Lawrence in 1966. Okay, so this is a breakthrough point because he first experimented the generation of power in 1966. Okay, so average tidal range is about 8.4 meters, plus or minus 4 plus 2 meters we can add, plus or minus it can be, and the maximum can go up to 13.5 meters. Okay, these are the high and low. Average is 8.4 and maximum is 13.5. And the effective basin surface is about 22 kilometers square, and the basin volume is water is the stored tide is stored at the high tide is stored at the basin. This basin is having a surface of 22 kilometers square and it has a volume of 184. Means it can be around 18 crores 40 lakhs meter cube. Okay, so there are no special problems with this site, and it is very sensible choice for world's first tidal power stations. Okay, so this is the first tidal power station. It has used a single basin and it has used a submerged reversible propeller type turbine generators. Okay, so these will generate power with the water flowing in either directions to the turbine runner. Okay, so for this basin we are choosing a submerged, it is submerged turbine and it is reversible propeller type turbine generator. So this generator works on both the directions. If water is flowing in both the directions, this generator can work. It is designed as that. So bulk turbines have been provided in this project and they are operating satisfactorily for the last 25 years. Okay, so if you see, this is the turbine generator here. This is high tide and this is the sea level. This is stored at the basin and it is allowed to pass through the turbine and again to the sea level. Okay, so this is the tidal basin here. These are allowed to pass through the turbine and to the sea level. These are termed as low and these are termed as high. Low tides, we are using the low tides like this and high tides like this. High tides are also used and low tides are also used. For any directions, the turbine generator will be working. Okay, so if you see, observe that this dam contains a small lock of commercial vessels. These are, there are 6 movable sluice gates, means movable sluice gates means up and down. Okay, so and 24 turbo generators, each having a unit of, each unit generator unit is having a capacity of 10 megawatts. Okay, so these movable, the sluice gates which are movable gates, nothing but these movable gates, these are used to accelerate filling and emptying of the storage basin at small differential water levels. Okay, and the installed capacity is of 240 megawatts. But though we are installing, though we are having a installed capacity of 240 megawatts, but the average power generating capacity is less. Okay, so we are having a maximum installed capacity of just 240 megawatts, but we are generating less than 240 megawatts. Okay, because the power is generated can be only intermittently, means tidal waves are not present all the day and at all the times. So when the tides are present, we can generate power at that time. So it is termed as intermittently. The maximum electric energy production is about 5,44,000 megawatts hours per year. Okay, so this is the maximum energy production capacity. And this is termed as a plant capacity factor. Okay, and without any allowance for maintenance or downtime, 0.26 is the plant capacity factor. Okay, so maximum utilization of the stored hydraulic potential energy is about 18%. Out of 100% we are using, only 18% of the stored hydraulic potential energy, and it can be increased to 24% if you, in future also, if you add 80 megawatts more generating capacity. So as the generating capacity increases, the utilization, the percentage of utilization of stored hydraulic potential energy will be increased. Okay, so these now presently there are 2 tidal power stations operating. One is located in France and other one is in USSR, Russia. So the one which is located in France is fully commercial station. Okay, and the one which is located in USSR is more in nature of pilot plant engineering experiment, but it is small in size when compared to France also. So this French, the French, other than France and Russia, the French project at Reims is near at Saint-Malo in Brittany. It uses the dam that goes straight across the estuary of Reims River. Okay, so that the dam long is, the length of the dam is not too long. It is only just 750 meters shore to shore. Okay, and the depth is not more than 12 meters below the mean sea level. Okay, and it is there is an above surface rock party way across the climate when the climate is moderate, that is Kisoloya Guba on the Barents Sea. It is 70 kilometers north of Murmansk. Okay, so it is small and it was intended as pilot project. It has a generator, only one generator it is having, at a capacity of 400 megawatts rating, and it delivers 700 to 800 megawatt hours per year. Okay, so it is generating this power to the local electrical grid. Operating this operation is began in 1968 only. Okay, so this small project, this small pilot project, it is delivering a 700 to 800 megawatt hours per hour to a local electrical grid. Operating. This is the operating range, and it is began in 1968. Nearly for 17 years, there was a dull period in tidal power development due to the problems involved in it. Okay, so the main disadvantage of tidal power plant is that the production of power from the tidal stations occur at times and in magnitudes. Okay, so these magnitudes and occurring at time, these will be dependable on the relative positions of the earth, moon and the sun and to one another. Okay, so the demand of the power will be depending upon the relative motion of the earth, moon and sun, but not on the electrical demand of the consumers. So this is the main disadvantage. Okay, so other one, it is stimulated in Lawrence, it is stimulated in Canada on the eastern coast in the Bay of Fundy. Okay, so this has the largest tidal range in the world. It is as large as 16 meters on spring tides. So you will know about the spring tides, what are the spring tides and what are the neap tides. We will be discussing in further classes. So this is mentioned as spring tide. Please remember that. And the pioneering project in Nova Scotia, Canada at Annapolis Royal it is commissioned in 1983. Okay, this is the pioneer project in Nova Scotia, Canada at Annapolis Royal. It is commissioned at 1983, and for the first time, conventional bulk turbines were replaced by large rim generators. Okay, so the conventional bulk turbines, these are replaced by the large rim generator units of Traflo turbines with runner diameters of 7.6 meters. Okay, so this runner diameter is having 7.6 meters and the capacity is about 10 megawatts. So though this type of turbine is used for many years in Europe, its runner diameter is limited to about 2 meters only. Okay, because it is having some sealing problems at the runner periphery. Okay, due to the sealing problems, it is only limited to about 2 meters. So if these prove to be successful, more tidal power plants can be established. Because if these are successful, it will provide an attractive alternative to the bulb unit. Okay, because the Traflo turbines which are established, these are having much inertia. Okay, so these are having more inertia than the system stability, and access to the generator is also easier. So if access to the generator is easier, it is having very low maintenance. And coming to our country, India, there are possible tidal projects in Gulf of Kutch and Campe. Okay, so these are also on small scale only, and we can see also in Sundarbans region of Bay of Bengal. Okay, and in Korea, there are series of studies by Canadians and French firms, and the series of studies are largest in Garolim Bay. Okay, and a comparative statistics of some recently proposed tidal schemes are given in the next table. We can see here. So these are the comparative statistics of some recently proposed schemes. Okay, so countryside, these are the countryside locations, and this is the installed capacity and the installed energy, annual energy which it is giving away, and how many 7.6 diameter turbines it is having, and this is the mean tidal range at these locations. So if you observe that we are having the highest mean tidal range of 12.4 meters at Canada Cumberland, Quebecois Bay. It is Quebecois Bay. And we are having least one of 3.1 at UK 7th estuary at Strangford Lough. Okay, and here we are having India. We can see our country India, Gulf of Kadla at a mean tidal range of 5.2, and it is having only a number of 7.6 meters diameter turbines of 43, and it is having an annual energy of 1600 gigawatts per hour. Sorry, gigawatt hours, not per hour, gigawatt hours. And it is the installed capacity is more compared to other UK and small countries. It is of 600 megawatts. And if you notice here, we are having China also. It is having only 3 megawatts. It is not more interested because it is, but though it is having high mean tidal ranges more than India, it is having a mean of 6 approximately. It is having 6, but India is having only 5.2, but it is not showing much interest that it is having only installed capacity of 3, and annually it is having only 11 gigawatt hours of power delivered, and only there are 6 because of this less installed turbines. Only 6 turbines are installed, and these are of 2.5 meters only. The installed diameter of turbine, the installed turbines are having a diameter of only 2.5 meters only. So it shows that this country is not showing much interest on these turbines or tidal powers. And the highest is having in USSR. It is of 10,000 megawatts. And annual is not mentioned here, and it is not mentioned the number of turbines also it is having, but the mean tidal range is about 9. It is not that much low. It is better only 9 means. Okay, so if you compare the other one, we can see in this table. Okay, next.